way do we go is the question to ask. There are so many choices that it's hard not to look past. What is real and what is fake, and the risk we have to take. Will we know what is throwing up our balance? We're trying to find ourselves without the defining words. We can no longer hold on to what only makes us hurt. We cannot sink into the dark. The vertigo is getting sharp. There's something greater than ourselves that we must reach for.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a wonderful night with me, Stato24, Pulsable, and CF1. As we get started with our playoffs, we are going to be kicking things into overdrive with VESPA and the Miami Redhawks as our first match of the run. We get to kick it off.
Only 20 teams throughout all three regions remain now. 8, and then 4. I think I've done my caster math right there. And I mean, only a few are going to get a piece of the pie here, Seidel, at the very end of the deal. There's quite a bit of scholarship money to be played for here in CF1. Now that we're actually in the playoffs, let's take a look at how that breaks down if we can. Because this is quite a hefty chunk of change going across these teams.
Yeah, a hefty chunk indeed, and I do want to clarify because I misread it the first time around, but after these regional playoffs, that's when this money's going to come into play. So right now, these teams are vying for their spot in that 6-team grand finals. Only 2 from each region are going to be advancing, but $5,500 going to be going to the winner, $2,500 to second place, $1,500 to third, and you still get money in fourth. You're going to go ahead and walk home with $500. So regardless of what happens, if you get past that first round of those grand finals and kind of make it into those semifinals, you're walking away with some change. I
mean, you first things first, you have to actually make the interregional playoff bracket, though. And to do that, you have to be top 2 in your region. 2 from the East, 2 from the West, and 2 from the Central regions, all culminating together now. And now we get to actually look at what the 2 different divisions of East and Central look like stacked up head to head, right? We're starting off with the East, so it's going to be Rutgers, Ryerson, ONU, Army West Point, UW Gold, and North Florida happening off stream. And then here we get, I would say, probably the most competitive match out of the 4 to start us off in the East. Miami University versus VESPA.
I agree on that 100%. I mean, both of these teams in Split 1 came out with astounding records. VESPA with an 8-1, only losing once to, I believe it was Scarlet Knights. And Miami, 9-0 in Split 1, both coming out hot. However, Miami's had a little bit of a rougher ride here on Split 2. Last 2 weeks, they haven't been able to find the W. A little bit of a downhill slide for them, whereas VESPA started off the split against Scarlet Knights, lost yet again, and then has been on a winning tear since then.
Yeah, I mean, both these teams across the 2 splits we've had here are 12-2, but I certainly think that VESPA are feeling better about their 12-2 than Miami are in recent weeks, right? There's no shame in losing to Rutgers, right? The Scarlet Knights are probably the best team in the East region, maybe one of the best teams just in all of collegiate Valorant. I don't think that's a stretch to say, honestly. So I think VESPA. Yeah, exactly, right? I think VESPA are okay with dropping a couple games to them, whereas Miami, they were undefeated for so long. And then credit where it's due. I think UW Gold definitely earned the win against Miami when we saw it on stream, but then they went on to lose to Army West Point. That doesn't feel like a team that Miami Redhawks should have theoretically lost to. So is this a slump? Is this just something not clicking recently? There's a lot of questions around the Redhawks as we start off our quarterfinal match tonight.
Look at this, already coming out with the picks for Miami. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Pretty much every one of my favorite heroes on the lineup. I don't think there's anyone that I would disagree with on this side for Haven. I like having the Omen for Smokes.
There is a bit of a role swap for Miami Redhawks compared to the last time we saw them, though. Ponder was playing the Sova. Now is switched over to the Jet. Phantom picks up the Cypher, where previously he was their Jet player, and Night Wolverine obviously slotting into the final of those 3. This is the same composition Miami Redhawks have liked to run on Haven, but a little bit of swap in those roles. So we'll see if maybe players are a little bit more comfortable on those characters now. Maybe that's the difference that we need, because the last time we saw the Redhawks on Haven, it was against UW Gold. It was their map pick, as it is tonight, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Miami has in fact picked tonight, and they got slaughtered, right? It was, I think, a 13-4, 13-5, something like that. They got completely discombobulated by the way UW Gold defended Haven. So definitely need to see Redhawks get off to a strong start, or else I think, looking at the maps, we start on Haven, then we go to Ascent. If necessary, eventually Icebox.
Please.
Things get more and more difficult for the Redhawks as we go on.
I agree. I think a big key for the Redhawks tonight is focusing in the mental. You may have teams that have beaten you before ahead of you. You may be in this bit of a slump, but you really have to hone it in. Focus on this round to round. See if you can kind of dislodge Vespa.
I'm already liking this setup here. Ooh.
Oh,
nice.
A sloppy fight, but Don's gonna win out. Psycho able to get the evening kill. Now as they move on a point, Vespa feeling a little bit more. Oh, I was gonna say confident, but that quick trade taking out the Phoenix.
Look at Long though. You already have one on a flank here. This is gonna be very deadly. Soup's in a great position here to set up this 3v3. Low health on Jade on X, so you have to make sure you trade him out well as you enter onto the site, though.
Psycho knows they're there. Gonna be able to find one now. A 1v2. It was a 3v3. Psycho gonna have to make a big play. Has no utility left, though. And that should be an easy finish, but has to reload! Oh,
unfortunate there for the Miami Redhawks. I really want to commend Vespa, though, for how they played that first round defensively. They had the Killjoy set up. The turret took that first contact, so a nice Nano Swarm was able to stall the push that Miami Redhawks were going for up C long, and that gave time for players like Jadon to find that opening pick in mid, and also for Soup to go all the way around the map and make sure that there was no chance of Redhawks retreating and being able to play that longer, more difficult to dislodge post plant. Now we get the anti-eco. Vespa starting off Haven strong.
Keep up.
Wait, is that a force? Miami Redhawks, did I just see a Vandal on Psycho? No, okay. He thought about it.
You're seeing things. But Vespa definitely going to have the advantage, of course, on the eco round. Let's see what Miami's able to do with a couple of Sheriffs. Scorpion as well. Doesn't look like Psycho's going to be able to land the shot. Spy Chicken taking a good chunk of health off. They're still able to gain presence and space onto the point, and you can see Vespa backing out and preparing for post-plant, going ahead and giving the side away to Miami Redhawk and taking picks on the side.
Again, though, we have this flank from Soup. He's going to be able to take out Psycho. Yeah, I mean, only 20 health. There's not much you can do. An ambitious gambit here through Garage, but it's not going to get Miami Redhawks much of anything. And, I do want to give credit where it's due to Redhawks. They were ready for Soup to try to push up A again once they showed their hand C. You had Ponder taking the contact back there, but I mean, it's the anti-eco. It's a classic versus a Spectre. There's not much Ponder could do there, and then Banana Strangler's ready to catch him on that late come up through grass into Garage. So an expected win here for Vespa. They get it flawlessly. They're going to have a great bonus round now. Miami Redhawks have to find a way to get out of this round, not only with a win, but a clean one at that. 3 players alive is always the minimum we are looking for in this third round. And I'm wondering what the idea here. Redhawks, they're going to try toward the other side of the map. This is a good read from Vespa, though. They've already got 3 players stacked here. Banana Strangler, Soup, and Jade on X. Ready to give him a fight.
Oh. And Banana Strangler are going to be very aggressive. Grab that orb, and now the run it back available for Vespa. Back off site. Doesn't want to get ticked off too early with that ultimate in hand. Soup now. Ready to engage 2, but Ponder finds the kill on top of the box.
Oh, beautiful.
Gotta find a counter and a trade. It's a 4v4, and it backs Miami Redhawks out of the point completely.
This run it back is maybe a bit of an overinvestment, but at least gets the info, right? You're gonna know now, hey, they've left. They're not just going for cutting noise and re-hitting the A site. They are going elsewhere. So you can rotate off, more or less abandon A now if you want to do so. 4 versus 4 here. Psycho needs a headshot right now to come online as the Reyna, and no chance. The alarm bot spots him. Redhawks, they're not looking like they're going to get away from this clean if they get away at all.
Oh, another kill there for the Miami Redhawks. 3v3 now. Onto the point as they transition to plant.
30 seconds.
Post plant from Vespa. Only 3 people, no Sova left. They can't be as slow and calculated, and they don't have the flank available to them down C long. Maybe a little bit more difficult and more of a challenge. Mana Strangler covering with the wall, making sure to cut sight lines so the plant is a little bit easier to grab. Doesn't get the whole spike, however.
Nice.
They are going to be able to see exactly where that is. Defuse going through. Gotta shoot now if you want to stop it.
Oh,
Player standing.
that's tragic. So
Rose don't
unfortunate
fake.
there from the Redhawks. They try. Yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, Night Wolverine did his best there. He even got the tag with the owl drone through, but it really comes down to that initial hit on the A site, right? I want to commend Vespa one more time. Soup escorts Banana Strangler out into long, gets the final orb of that run it back, and then goes back to check short is that first point of contact so Jadon X can trade out very effectively from the top of the box. Once you've lost so much position on short, you really haven't gained anything long. You know there's a run it back coming at you probably. There was Miami Redhawks were forced to head elsewhere on the site, and they weren't able to set up from there. Now we're back to, or we're on to Eco rather, for the Redhawks. Certainly not the start they were hoping for on their map pick. Do they pick Haven twice in a row on stream at least, only to get clobbered on it?
Sorry, mate. Sorry, mate.
We're a long way from finding out, but that's certainly the color that is showing itself early on here. I mean, what do you even do here if you're Redhawks? You can creep over to A, I guess, try and play contact.
It looks like it's what they want to kind of give it for, but it's. If I'm them, I go back C. It's where they've looked most comfortable so far.
But also, you're going into the Killjoy over here, right? I mean, it looks like they're going to try and use the Owl Drone to escort them through Garage. No, okay, so this is going to be a B take. They're clearing out Garage to make sure they don't get early flanked here as they try and run onto the B site and plant.
Nothing. It's nothing out of that owl drone as far as where people are.
30 seconds left.
Oh, Soup just off point.
Oof.
Able to find the kill onto Ataraxi. Psycho now able to move in as the rest of Vespa flood into the point. It's now 4v2 and Miami Redhawks gonna be caught off guard. Defuse will come easy. Vespa gonna have 4 rounds on the board now as Miami Redhawks, the economy's starting to get a little bit away from you.
They're going to have a gun round here. So Redhawks, they have another chance. It's round 5. Ultimates coming up across the board. I definitely give Miami the edge in terms of those, but not by a long shot, right? Their composition actually doesn't have that many, like, power ultimates in it. You've got things like the Neural Theft and the Empress, which certainly aren't bad by any means. The Front the Shadow's a little bit more conditional, but you can make it work. Whereas the Hunter's Fury is up for Soup, right? So even though it's 3 ults to 1, Vespa have the strongest ultimate available to them, right? And if Redhawks don't manage to pull this round off, they're in dire straits.
Oh no,
boy.
Soup's looking to end this before it even
Oh, no!
starts.
Oh!
It's over. Vespa taking the round in spades. No one dying. Oh man. That's sending a message.
I told you it was a strong ult. I told you. It's a powerful ultimate right here. Bop. And what a good read too, right? Like you recognize that on the 2 real gun rounds. Well, on the one real gun round, I should say, Miami Redhawks have had. They lean toward A. They haven't gotten squat towards C. Running up B is probably not going to happen. So where's the most likely place in the early round the Redhawks are going to position themselves? Over toward A. The last round bonus, thankfully, has been stacking up. We get another gun round for the Redhawks, so they get to try and run this back, but they're potentially running into the run it back, so they got to be a bit careful. Okay.
Ooh.
He's got that ult, though.
Be careful.
He can just back up, play for that ult to deny this take if he wants. Yep, there it is.
Gonna approach slowly. Nobody really sitting in here. So they run it back. Not gonna find much information on the point. They're gonna go ahead and wait that out. Now pushing in with the Lear from Psycho. Able to find the first kill, looking for the second. Able to accomplish that as well. Need to be careful, whoever an operator in heaven that they haven't spotted, but now bring it out. They know Jay John's sitting up here. Don't really have to do much. Vespa. And a tight spot. Miami has all the information as well as positioning.
It looks like Vespa are actually probably playing for... no, they have tons of time. They can still try and make this a hit if they want. But the Omen is taking quite a bit to actually catch up to the site right now.
Trying to be careful. Phantom's going to find him around the corner. Spy Chicken down as well, and now Dawn. The important thing here, not to allow the operator to fall into the Miami hands. Keep it in J-Don's possession. Looks like that'll be easy to do. Both teams going to back out, and Miami Redhawks able to put one on the board.
And a great round from the Redhawks. They re-hit the A site. They were aware of the run it back there. They got that early contact. They saw where Banana Strangler was hanging around. So they know, hey, we tagged him down. He's going to use that run it back. They get the position. They hear the ults go off, and then they just back up, wait it out, and then come straight on back. Credit to Psycho. Has been one of the star players, one of the top performers for the Redhawks, right? They're often trying to put Psycho in positions where he can have plays like that. And you can see how successful the Redhawks are when Psycho gets a good round. You just need to be setting that up more consistently than they have been thus far.
Speaking of consistency, once again stacking A, Vespa predicting there's going to be an A push, but Miami Redhawks going a little bit of a change up. Psycho is going to be sent mid just to kind of scout it out. The alarm bot you can see sitting just off this doorway is able to spot it. Question is, can Atarax win the fight here in Garage? Looking to give a little bit of extra cover. Doesn't want to push the fight. Doesn't have to. Doesn't need to lose Spike early.
This is a good read here. Soup's going to get caught if he's not careful.
Good job on
there
Phantom.
it is. That's a huge. They're going back to A probably.
Looks like Vespa. I'm going to read that about the same way. Sitting there, Phoenix. Back on over. Now it's going to be up to Banana Strangler to deal with multiple Redhawks on the point. Ponder able to quickly find the headshot into that. Psycho on the lurk, able to find the rotating Spy Chicken. And now it's going to be an operator and an Omen.
Stay down.
Jadon's able to find that opening kill.
This is still nearly a hopeless retake here unless Miami Redhawks make some sort of critical error. An op in Jadon's hands, doesn't have the Blade Storm. There's not really a way for him to get onto the site here. Pindrogan can try to jump out here into his own smoke, but he gets spotted and everything. Jadon's gonna go for it though.
Oh, would have been fancy for the replays. It isn't going to work out. Miami Redhawks are going to be able to keep themselves up on top as they gain a little bit of momentum here. Looking a lot more comfortable than those first two rounds. It looked like maybe they were testing the waters.
And Miami Redhawks have done a good job of adapting to what was seen in those first few rounds, right? They show some presence mid and toward Garage, and they recognize every time they've done that. Twice already, Soup has pushed up through A, so Phantom's just waiting for it. That opens that entire third of the map to them once he actually gets that pick. Vespa's starting to become a little bit predictable. They need to change some of this up because Redhawks are starting to prove that they have a good read here.
You can see pushing back there on A long. Getting a bit of space is Psycho. Does get spotted out by the recon dart, so Banana Strangler's going to have a little bit of information on who's there. Spy Chicken across the map, through the wall, into Ataraxi's face. Going to be taking Omen out of the equation for Miami Redhawks. Be important for Psycho here to get some value out of the ultimate. Is able to catch Soup in the Owl Drone. Feels bad, man. In the corner, Banana Strangler down as well. Then Draken going to take the challenge. Psycho going to take the kill. Now it's up to J-Don with the operator to stop the Reyna that is, well, raining down on Vespa. It lands the shot.
Going for it here. Lockdown's going to clear out the site. Ooh, that's an interesting Hunter's Fury. Not waiting for the spike to actually get tapped here. Confidence in Ponder, but he can't find the timing.
Spy Chicken able to cover the defuse. It's still going on. J-Don able to find it.
One enemy remaining.
Oh,
shout out to Vespa. That's the second time.
Off as well.
That's the second time Vespa have just been like, yeah, we got a smoke on it. Just defuse. Just stick it. Just go for it, right? And Spy Chicken good on the cover there. I love that little play. You don't expect J-Don to actually go for the full commit, especially with the Cloudburst. But he gets half of it, re-smokes himself, and then gets the other half. Yep. So there's not much of a chance that Ponder, just with an op in hand, unless he's going to charge forward, is actually able to stop that defuse. Unfortunate that the Hunter's Fury was used so early to try and deny the lockdown. You were already pretty much out of the site entirely, and that's a rough start, too, for Miami Redhawks. They got a couple on the board, but they need more than 2, Scheidel.
They do. 2 is not the magic number here in Valorant. Question is, can Psycho even this up? Looking for the kills, has to kind of divert attention for the Killjoy turret. But Dawn now able to get this harsh angle with the operator. If anybody's challenge is going to be difficult for them
Spike planted.
to win that 1v1. You can see Miami Redhawks backing off with a point in prediction of the rotation.
Soup's going around for the flank again, too. Ooh, but with J-Don falling, this is suddenly a winnable round for the Redhawks. As long as they can keep Soup off their backs, they actually have to kill him pretty quickly here, because he's going to be a real nuisance while they try and support Psycho on the site.
Oh, able to find 1, so it's a trade out. Psycho on point, going to be battling the final member of VESPA. Isn't able to find it, so now from long, the save has to be there. The fuse needs to happen now. Phantom checking the camera to see where they are. Shooting just to the right of the...
Oh, maybe he does!
Oh,
no!
Not enough time! That would have been the third time that VESPA just full defused through the smoke.
Shout out to Psycho there, though. I mean, the lone player on site versus everybody, right? I mean, realistically, there's 2 separate fights that happen in that post plant. It's Phantom and Ataraxi versus Soup, and then Psycho versus everybody else. He goes forward, clobbers J-Don, and then does such a good job using the Reyna dismisses to just dance around the site and buy time. Even though he eventually falls, that's all he ever needed to do. 3-6 now. Not the worst scoreline ever. Miami Redhawks can turn this into a pretty recoverable half despite the 0-5 start that they had.
One of the joys of Valorant being as long-winded of a game it is that you're never necessarily out of it. You can always kind of climb your way back into contention. Jadon, however, on this operator has been pretty difficult to challenge. Got caught out last round, but just as they came out of scoping in. So just unfortunate timing. Ultimate's definitely in favor of Vespa coming into this fight. You still have that Hunter's Fury to stop any sort of plant. And your Omen can get around pretty quickly with that teleport.
And Vespa have changed up their defensive setup here. They're no longer having the Killjoy C. They've moved that over to A. The turret's going to take first contact here, and oh boy, that's a judge. This is a coin flip play, but one that lands heads for Spy Chicken. He trades himself out 1-for-1, and when you got a judge, that's all you're looking for.
Yep, just a cheeky 1 kill. Oh, Psycho knows exactly where the Sova is. Soup now having to back out. Location has been revealed as the Miami Redhawks flood onto point and take 2 kills with it. The op on long in Ponder's hands, almost getting taken away by J-Don. 2 cloud bursts used. Plant goes down.
Here.
For Miami, you just gotta play. Don't give away sight lines, and you gotta know that this op is in heaven.
Last player standing.
Ouch.
Do they hunt?
They're going to try and hunt this op down now. Yeah, Psycho's coming for it.
Oh.
Nice. That's a solid round there by the Redhawks. I'm really liking their A executes, right? They're constantly pinning down Soup while he's in that owl drone. And it's worth noting, you know, we came into this map, and I talked a little bit about the role swaps for Miami, but compared to the last time I saw Vespa at the very least, there's some role swaps here too. Banana Strangler usually playing those smokes, generally on like something like the Astra with a Viper, whereas now they're using him as the tip of the spear on the Phoenix. Hasn't had the best game so far on that, and Soup generally brings up the sort of the middle of their composition with things like the Breach is where I really see him succeed. So not certain of his comfortability on the Sova. The Owl Drone timings have been a little bit rough. Now we've got Eco for Vespa. They got quite a bit to work with. If they get a pick or 2, this is certainly a formidable round. Jadon, not going to have a chance with his Blade Storm, but at least enable Spy Chicken to trade.
Cover going, no charges.
Well, the ultimates that Vespa has on their back, I feel like this isn't a lost round. It isn't as hopeless as most eco rounds can seem. Teleport onto point, gets the information that there are 2 sitting long, and the operator's still in play.
This is such a rough retake, though, for Vespa. Maybe if Banana Strangler had a gun, they could make this happen. They're gonna go for it. Oh, wow. Okay. I mean, Lockdown, potentially run it back, Hunter's Fury, all are pretty powerful, and you have one checking the flank here. They're expecting it, though.
Oh no,
Yep.
Night Wolverine knew exactly where to look.
Oh, they're just going for it again.
Why diffuse through smokes when you can
No
diffuse
way.
through flames?
No!
Ooh, that's going in the highlight reel for sure.
Man, I'm
Last
speechless.
round in the half.
I couldn't have said it better myself, Phoenix. That's going in the highlight reel. Oh, that's the third time! Shido, the third time! One smoke goes up, and Redhawks are completely flabbergasted. Oh, it's so unfortunate, man.
They were
The
shooting
nerves
just
on Banana
around
Strangler
him.
as well. Shout out to that guy. Oh my word. Alright, well, tragedy a little bit, but at least still a bye round for the Redhawks as we head into the last round of the half.
Man, getting aggressive here. No reason to really hold back, but gonna get caught
Nice.
out. Banana Strangler has to run it back, so they're able to get that free kill onto Psycho, to Ataraxi as well, falling low. Miami already looking a little bit banged up into this round. They're gonna need to find some equalizing picks. Ataraxi needs to be careful at this doorway. Banana Strangler is itching for a couple more heads to click.
I love this too. The Owl Drone just forces them all away. You low health on Ataraxi, not really the best position, no information. You're never gonna try and contest grass against Banana Strangler accompanied with the Owl Drone. They're gonna have to counter drone now to try and clear out Garage, but they don't have anyone escorting it, so they don't get control of this, right? So no Garage, no mid, no C control. They're forced to try their hand back toward A, and look who's waiting.
They have no idea that J Down is sitting in wait. Ataraxi already crossing over, or thinking about it, sorry. Nobody's gonna check this corner.
30 seconds left.
Oh boy.
Oh,
boy.
Spike goes down, Cloudburst gets out, and that's another free pick for Vespa.
Spike dropped.
And great discipline too from Jade on X. He buys the time, he gets the info, and now he's just gonna look for the picks. Does get revealed a little bit, gotta be careful, but Banana Strangler's there.
Remaining. Spike down A.
Little bit of support from across the map. There's Soup. There to get the slam dunk with the Hunter's Fury, and
Switching
not
sides.
really much for Miami to do. The second that kill came through, you saw the entirety of Vespa swarm over to A. Look at the reaction on the mini-map.
It's just been a great half from Vespa in general, right? They stumbled a little bit toward the middle when Miami Redhawks started to get some good reads over toward the A site and of Vespa's tendencies, but they came right on back rather, and solidified that half. 8-4 is great for your defense on Haven. I mean, if they win the pistol, they're probably going to win the game. Redhawks are looking to make something happen here, and you can tell on the minimap. They've already got Ponder and Psycho ready to push up the middle of the map. They might get more than they bargained for here, though, Steidel.
Yeah, Vespa's ready to come straight down the middle with this one. Couple of shots ring out, and they do get some damage under the Vespa members, but Vespa's not going to get slowed by that. They're going to go ahead and move on to the point. Ponder finding the first kill. And a straggler down as the point is soon in smokes. Miami Redhawks finding all of the kills.
Nice.
This is the pistol round they were looking for.
Oh, unfortunate.
Bot coming back.
Spy Chicken was just like looking down at that trap wire. How do I handle this? I could break it, but then they know where I am. I could jump over it, but then they know where I am. And then he just gets hit with the camera. Unlucky dude.
A flare for the stream.
Oh, I love that spray. I hadn't seen that one before.
Me
The little
neither.
finger heart into the
Yeah, it's cute.
big like jet heart. That's so cute.
Oh, I didn't notice that was a finger heart. I thought she
Oh,
was
look,
snapping.
they're communicating to each other with the ghosts. You know, and
it's
that's
good
something
to
I
have
love
good
about Collegiate
sportsmanship.
Valorant, man. Yeah, right.
Yep.
You know, no matter what happens in this game, these teams are having fun, right? And you gotta love the
30
just
seconds
commitment to the
left.
game. I mean, Spy Chicken's super dead here.
No
Yeah, I
more
mean, those are pretty, but I don't think he expects one more. And yeah.
Still a couple. If you clip it just right, that'll look really good in a highlight reel, though.
It wouldn't look
can't
half
show
bad.
the
It wouldn't
before
look
and
half bad. And you know, the Redhawks not looking half bad in that round either. I think it was actually a little bit ambitious for Vespa to just charge headlong up B. I mean, that's one of the more difficult sites to actually get onto comfortably especially early in the round, right? Because if you just 4-player up early in the round, everybody rotates over. That's what happened. Miami Redhawks, they were there with 5 before VESPA were even on B. And then they had Spy Chicken on like that weird lurk, but they weren't really waiting for that to pan out at all. They're just going to run it up C long this time. They're going straight into a much better economy, though. Spectre's here and at the ready. So this is a little bit tricky, but they'll at least get this spike down, probably.
Spike planted.
Spike will go down, and Ataraxi was waiting for the recon dart. And moving on, a trade from both teams. Psycho in this corner. Gonna have a pretty good angle walking on. Swinging with Ponder. Able to find the kills. There's one, there's two, looking long. Yep. I thought there was somebody still long, but it was the finisher from the gun.
Yeah, very clean there from the Redhawks. I mean, they play discipline there. I gotta commend, oh my word, brain fart. Night Wolverine, yeah, that's their Sova. Oh my word. I was gonna say Ponder because that's who plays it other times, but no. I gotta commend Night Wolverine, right? Got the information that they were coming up C long, didn't get greedy and just swing out, try and cleave them away. Said, hey, we'll just play for the 5v5 retake. We don't need to get antsy. We can just overpower them once we're all here, and it goes swimmingly there for the Redhawks. Now they get a bonus round. See how much damage they can do to VESPA. If it's anything of note, they do have the Blade Storm available, so, I mean, that's good for their economy, if nothing else.
Ponder lying in wait. Seeing if Vespa's gonna get aggressive here on A. Vespa just weighing their options. They haven't really decided which site they'd like to go for. Playing for an opening pick. Oh, Jadon. Gotta check the corner, doesn't do so, and Ponder finds that opening kill. So I don't think we're gonna be seeing the spike come A.
They don't look to recover that gun, though, interestingly enough. They leave it there. Jadon is more concerned with keeping his Blade Storm up than potentially giving a rifle over to one of his buddies to make this happen. Oh, buddy.
Well, it happens.
Look, like I said, I don't know how much Banana Strangler actually plays Phoenix. Normally when we see him for Vespa, he's their Astra, their Viper, even their Omen sometimes.
Oh, Ponder gonna hit the alarm bot now. Vespa knows that there was a little bit of aggression coming from A. They're gonna go ahead and incite that. Banana Strangler.
I believe he picked up that rifle now, too. So if he wants, he can throw that to a buddy.
Left.
As long as he survives here. I don't think he has the dash, so this might get a little tricky for him.
Got one.
Oof.
Rotation has been called but halted. Oof. Banana Strangler able to find the kill onto Ponder, and now Vespa 4v3 have found purchase onto his site, and with seconds left on the clock, Soup's gonna get it down. 9 seconds remain in the round. You only need 4 to plant. Miami Redhawks now having a retake with 2 and 1 at very low health. This is a difficult encounter at best for them. The Phantom is gonna be able to get a little bit of nope, not able to get the camera in place. Soup finds the shock dart onto Ataraxi. Now a 1v3. Phantom going to have to pull out all of the stops. It's gonna get taken down by Soup. So Vespa doing a really good job of patient play in that last round.
Mm-hmm. Kudos to the Redhawks, though. They make that relatively expensive. Also, I just want a quick thank you to Phantom for having your name as Phantom. Ah, you ruined it. I was gonna say and using the Phantom. You're rocking a Vandal now. I'm shattered. Phantom's using a Vandal. That's just what.
Unplayable.
Anyways, unplayable game. More importantly, though, we get some guns for the Redhawks. They really need this round to stabilize their economy, though, and try and catch up to Vespa. Lockdown available, too, for Vespa, so if they want, they can just hard hit one of these sites once they get a bit of control toward the peripheries.
Looks like they're gambling towards A. They did leave a member over towards C for the lurk, which we've seen be successful once or twice. Spy check and going to be able to walk in with the Owl drone, so they'll get this area. Does see Psycho. There it is. The initiation with the Molotov. Psycho has no option but to take the fight. Isn't able to win it out before the flames and bullets take their life. So now in a 4v5, Vespa are going to have to bring something new to the table. They move on to site inside the smoke, waiting for the Killjoy to activate. As they move out, nobody going to get caught, but Ponder going to take position in heaven with the operator. Misses the first shot. Is able to find the second.
Very difficult
That's a
retake
2v4.
now for the Redhawks. This was a critical round for them to take. I think you have. I mean, there's an argument to be made either way. You're not getting a full buy next round.
Yeah.
Pretty much no matter what happens here. So do you want two Vandals, or do you want to try and damage your opponent's economy? They're going to try and go for it. Beautifully timed recon dart there, though, denies anything. Banana Strangler just blows them away. 10-6 now. Vespa looking good to once again deny Miami Redhawks their map pick of Haven here. I mean, and look at the ults they have online now, too. Even if things start getting dicey in this eco or the next gun round, there's such powerful tools available for Vespa.
Not only currently available, but they're going to have a lot more online soon. I mean, Jadon's only one away from the daggers. Pendragon will have the teleport in 3 and has been doing a good job of getting this ultimate orb here on C Long. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Vespa have 4 ultimates coming into the next round.
Take flight.
Aljon's going to clear out Garage, too. I mean, you can just get up into that for free now. Interesting that Banana Strangler didn't actually scale alongside the drone. So now they kind of have to re-clear it. Jadon X losing the fight to Phantom over C Long. Things are a little tenuous for Vespa right now.
Taken out.
Oh, they're able to even it up a little bit, though. Soup with a good shot onto Psycho through the wall. And now with the Sheriffs in hand, Miami Redhawks are going to have to wait for the patient play from Vespa. Phantom alone did nail Pendragon. Pendragon's off like 1 health right now, but Soup just being quiet, sitting still, able to find a couple of kills. 2 now left for the Miami Redhawks. Night Wolverine not able to continue to work the Sheriff magic.
And I mean, honestly, if you're the Redhawks here, if you're Phantom, you just save that last gun, right? Or you try to, at the very least. I don't think the Vespa are gonna let him get away with that. They don't want to, at the very least. They know he's C. They're already looking for him everywhere.
Goodbye.
He's good for the first. That was the low health member. Everybody else is going to be harder than that.
My camera is this.
Okay.
Well,
Suddenly a winnable round, too.
yeah, Phantom wants to take the challenge. Able to get the neural net, knows now exactly where the Sova is, as well as Banana Strangler up on the high ground. Able to find the kill on the Banana Strangler, look for the last one. Oh, man! And Phantom turns a rainy day into almost a ray of sunshine there at the very end. Just needed one more.
Not quite the 1v5 ace. Ever so close to it, though. Vespa looked like they got a little bit too comfortable. Don't forget, folks, even though it's not necessarily the closest scoreline, this is still a team that went undefeated for 12 best of 3s here in Conference 1. They've had a rough go over the last couple weeks, but they are not to be trifled with in that sort of manner.
And they're a team that, they weren't 2-0s for 13 rounds. There were plenty of those wins that
You're dead.
Oh boy.
that went to 3 maps, went the distance.
That was maybe a bit ambitious here. Ooh, good catches. This is, well, you know.
If Psycho can bring
Psycho's
it back.
gonna try. It's got the Empress. I mean, 2v4, you've got at least tenuous mid-control. You can get Psycho over here without too much of a problem, right? Ataraxi, are you just gonna go for this immediately? That's a little ambitious, buddy. I'm not gonna lie to you.
The eat button has been pushed. Jadon's gonna go ahead and capitalize on that with the easy kill. Nothing to cover in Miami. Gonna be looking at round, or I guess map point here. Psycho's probably not gonna be able to get much done.
If
Doesn't have the Empress
Psycho
anymore.
clutches this, he gets to decide what color I dye my hair next.
There's one more closer to the hair color. The turret now on the high ground, gonna be a distraction. Doesn't go for it. And Pendragon able to find the kill.
Yeah. Empress had expired. Not much hope there for
Match
Psycho.
point.
VESPA doing a phenomenal job thus far. I like how in the last couple of rounds, even though the anti-eco got a little bit dicey from them, right? With Phantom recovering that rifle and nearly getting the 1v5. VESPA have shown that they have just done their homework on the Redhawks. All over the map, Redhawks are going for like individual little pushes for map control. It's a little bit greedy, and VESPA are punishing them phenomenally for that, and just making it so that there's no hope in a lot of these post plants, right? They're not going into 5v5 or even 4v5 post plants here. They're just bodying them before there's ever really a chance. There it is again, right? I mean, even though it's a 1-for-1 trade from Psycho, he pushes out mid alone. Nobody's there to really trade him. Ataraxi tries, but there's not much Alone Omen can do off the late lookout garage when there's 3 players there and they're expecting you to swing. Redhawks, they're going to try their hardest now to answer back, but I don't give them good odds.
Yeah, Phantom already hurt. Ultimates in spades for Vespa. They're just playing slow. I think they want to put as many kills on the board here at the end of this round. And Drogan, the manager of the team, fun fact, is going to go ahead and get the plant. So, good to note that Vespa not fully playing with their regular roster.
Oh, this is rough, too. They don't expect Jade on X to flank like this. All the rest of Vespa has to do is buy time, and Jade on X is going to just demolish them.
Yeah, and they've got the Hunter's Fury if the plant begins to go down, but Jadon already able to find 2. Looking for the 3rd, but Night Wolverine able to even things out.
Doesn't have time.
Yeah. Still a bit of a pipe dream. 13-6 is the final score. Vespa able to take this first map, but we're going to have to see a little bit of different play on Ascent next from Miami Redhawks. And I talked about a little bit during the match about how they're 13-0, although flashy. You know, it was a climb for them. It was a fight. So I wouldn't be surprised to see this go to 3 maps.
Sure. Redhawks, though, they come out on Haven, right? Keep in mind that was their map pick. This is the last time we saw them here on stream, at least. They picked Haven against UW Gold, and it was about that scoreline, right? I mean, you kind of just have to wonder about the decision making in the Redhawk camp, because mechanically they're very obviously good. Psycho had some disgusting rounds. Phantom nearly 1v5'd. Like, mechanically, this is not a bad team. It just feels like something is falling through the cracks, either in communication or that macro strategy, right? Whereas Vespa, I think, are one of the better macro teams in collegiate Valorant, right? I've seen them take absurd maps with crazy compositions against teams like SJSU. Or not, well, I guess they didn't take maps, but at least make maps competitive against teams like SJSU, right? So, that certainly gave Vespa a lead up on this first map. We go to Ascent next. I do not think by any stretch of the imagination that Redhawks are out of this match. Ascent, I actually think, is a better map for them than Haven was. At least the last time we saw them play it was, right? It was 13-11 as opposed to 13-4 when they played UW Gold. And Vespa, the only map they've lost that wasn't to Scarlet Knights in this second split was Ascent. So definitely still a potentially competitive series ahead of us, Title.
Sorry, that seems my mic is muted. My dog is having dinner time. But yeah, no, I definitely agree. My ticket is in. We didn't do predictions, but it's definitely in Miami's camp. I think that
really, Miami's camp?
They may look like slightly an underdog. Speaking of dogs.
You gotta do the Booposaurus rule now. We heard the dog. We have to see the dog's title.
Come here, Appa. Come.
we'll get that dog. We'll get that dog soon. Hold on. All right. Come on. There it is. That's a good dog. That is a good doggo. Yeah, all right. Well, hopefully more good dogs and more good maps when we come back, folks. A break, but then map number 2, we head to Ascent to see if Vespa can close this out.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to CF1 Stat of 24 and Pausable here to bring you the action, which you already know that. And if you haven't looked, go ahead and take a look at the bottom of the screen where you can see this nice little ticker, and this will give you an update on the rest of the playoff matches that are happening around the Eastern region. But here with Miami and VESPA, we head into Map 2 on Ascent, and we got to talk a little bit about this in the break, but VESPA's manager has actually been placeholding for, I believe it's Kixer, who is now subbing into the game. So VESPA now going to be at full force on their pick.
And while I do want to give some hopes to Miami on Ascent, because I think that, like I said earlier, the last time we saw Miami here, Ascent looked better for them than Haven did, despite the fact that it wasn't their map pick. That is, again, what they are hoping is the case, right? Well, I want to give them some hope. Kixer coming in really makes this VESPA squad even scarier. Kixer's, if I had to imagine, what happened map 1 is that Pendragon, rather, was on the Omen because that was a comfortable role that their manager could play, and then they put their best player, Banana Strangler, on entry to sort of make up for that deficit, right? Now Kixer comes in. I'm expecting things to go back to the way VESPA normally plays, which will be Kixer moving on to the Sova, Soup probably moving on back to something like the Breach, or maybe even a Phoenix of their own, and that makes VESPA a whole lot scarier. Kixer Sova is very good, and that means Banana Strangler can potentially move over to things like the Astro, which is phenomenal on Ascent in general, but Banana Strangler is just, in my opinion, actually one of the best, actually, if not maybe just straight up the best Astro in Collegiate that I've seen now that I think about it. At least top 3 from that of the Collegiate Astros I've seen. No, I wouldn't say I wouldn't put him at number 1, but he's close. He's close. So VESPA are definitely feeling good coming into map 2 is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. And you know what? Just because I can, I'm still putting my coin in the Miami basket. I think they're going to be able to pull it out. You know, they did look a lot better against UW Gold when we saw them on stream. And it was the same situation. It was the second map. I think that Miami is, I talk about momentum in the mental game a lot, but I do think that Miami is the team that when it comes to the second map, they're warm and they're ready. This isn't the first time that I've seen them play where it looks like they maybe didn't get enough practice in beforehand or something of the sort. Maybe they just got out of class. But I think that they're warmed up. They're ready. They've gotten to take a little bit of a look at what VESPA's bringing to the table, and I think that makes all the difference going into Ascent.
There were some. I'm trying not to harp too much on the Redhawks here, but I just have more data from the Redhawks on Ascent recently, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the last time we saw VESPA play Ascent was quite a while ago. It was like mid or early April. They weren't running a composition that I necessarily think they usually field. So it's a little bit harder for me to pin down VESPA contemporarily on Ascent right now. But Miami, I think last time we saw them here, there were some good things and there were some bad things. I think their defensive setups were a little bit rough. But when they got onto their attacking side is when they really seemed to excel, right? They were good at taking mid control and using that to pivot around the map and throw off the defending team. I need to see some more of that flavor of success. They'll be starting on the defense today. As reminder, this is the map pick of VESPA. Kicks are subbing in, and yeah, you can already see things stabilizing a little bit, although Banana Strangler staying on the Duelists. Not opting for something like the Astra here. I wonder if J-Don X goes over to an Omen. I think this was actually the composition we saw VESPA run last time they were here on Ascent. Not convinced this is the strongest way they could show up on their map pick, but it's not bad by any means. Oh, J-Don X actually picking up the Astra. Okay, sure. We'll go with that.
Switching it around a little bit. And this turns into a composition that wants to execute. They want to collect their information, set up their defaults, and then just bust in to the point. And then on defense for VESPA, you're going to have a lot of tools at your disposition to just kind of mess around and stall. So a lot of control over the pace of the game.
Exactly. Control is the perfect word to use. And I would say control of not only the pace of the game, but also of the map as well. When you have the Breach Jet combo, you know, that good old Vision Strikers duo, you can use that to rush forward at the beginning of the round and get control of anything you want. And comboing that with an Astra with a gravity well makes it all the more threatening. Hixer is good on support with recon darts or owl drones. So when they move over to defense, I'm thinking that's going to be pretty strong here. Attacking side is going to be a little bit more difficult. I expect them to play maybe a little bit slower in the early round, get themselves fully set up for an execute, and then go for a hard hit using that Astra utility. On the other side of things, Miami Redhawks just going with the tried and true. Same composition they pretty much always use, regardless of the map, it seems. And that's going to put a lot of pressure, actually, I think, on Psycho. Right? Your Reyna player. Psycho is a player who very clearly has the mechanical prowess necessary to play Reyna to a high degree, but I'd like to see Miami Redhawks maybe invest a little bit more utility in getting Psycho online consistently.
Yeah, enabling players like Psycho changes the game for you. Even if it's just a couple of rounds that you can manage to squeak in here or there, it's going to make the difference down the line. You can see VESPA having to back out after an aggressive smoke coming through from Miami. It's gathering information, trying to figure out where the defaults, where the players for Miami might be around this corner. There goes the Quake through the wall. They're actually able to avoid it as the push comes through from VESPA. The entire team now onto the point, able to find the first kill. Night Wolverine in the back gets spotted. It's going to be 2 down. Miami going to have to play for the retake here in the pistol round.
They've got Kixer in B main too. He can just stall all day long. Has a recon dart too, presumably. Yeah, it's gonna go out. It does reveal a couple, but I don't think the weapon is actually strong enough to wallbang that. So now it's a 3v3 in VESPA. They're all stuck back site.
Pretty predictable positioning. Once one's found, the rest are gonna be pretty easy to kind of scare out of their hole here in the back of the point. Cycle getting close with the Sheriff. Not something you want to see if you're on the opposing side, but doesn't lend to shots. Banana Strangler finds 2 in that last encounter, and VESPA take the pistol round.
Exactly as expected from VESPA in their pacing of that first round, and flawless in addition, right? They set up, they wrestle away that control of B main, they wait for the Omen smoke to expire there. The Paranoia is baited out early from Ataraxi as well. And then they just use things like the fault line, the Astra smokes, and charge their way onto the site. There's not much you can do if you're Miami Redhawks there with the positionings that they had for that first round. Now we've got the anti-eco. VESPA looking to get off to a pretty blazing start here.
Never a bad move.
And I mean, this mid control is just free.
And this is something that we saw from Miami last time that they played Ascent, is that it took them a few rounds to get not necessarily situated, but to start defaulting and having someone positioned there in mid to make sure that VESPA couldn't just walk through. Or UW Gold in that situation. But now VESPA, as they take site A, Ponder going to get taken down immediately by J-Don. Psycho's low health. Oh no, nobody checking. Over to trees. Atarax able to find one, but two go down for Miami as Vespa still have 4 members alive towards the point, and that's a pretty good number difference.
There we go. That's well done by Soup there. Was worried about the players up in heaven, but uses the fault line so he can actually plant. He's out in the middle of the open, though. This is still a little bit of a risky position. Watch your head there, buddy. Classics will take it off.
One enemy remaining.
Well,
Okay.
heard you say something about
There we
taking
go.
off ahead, decided to take Night Wolverines off.
Kickster, you doing okay, bud? I think Kickster's still booting his PC.
Yeah, had to join
we'll
really
see.
quickly.
Either way, I mean, Vespa are doing just fine so far. Little bit of an oopsie, letting Ataraxi get through tree there, and get that one pick, but not anything that really costs Vespa too much. I'm surprised we don't see a pause. They've chucked Kickster a gun.
When you get back, you'll have a Spectre.
Look, when he gets back, he'll have at least a Spectre, guys. All right.
They're not going to call for a pause. They're going to go ahead and go on through. You know, why ice your own kicker?
Here.
And Strangler now going to be looking to push in. Has the ping for the smoke, able to go up through, looks at trees, isn't able to clear it, gets hit by a couple of bullets, so stops the movement from the Jet. Now Ponder able to find the opening kill, Psycho covers, and 3 go down. Miami
One enemy remaining.
gonna be left pondering where
This
could
is where-
this final player be? Where could Kixer be lurking?
This is where, if it was a ranked game, everyone would be typing AFK in the chat. I mean, it was a little bit awkward there for Vespa. Thankfully, that's a bonus round, so like not the worst thing in the world. I'm hoping we get a pause for the next one. This is just gonna be. We got 35 seconds to kill Year's title. There's not much happening now.
Kixer's back!
Oh, he's back! There we go. Let's do it.
30
Let's see the 1v4 with Spectre. 30 seconds. Let's get it
The
going.
Prodigal Son returns. Can they get the 1v4?
I believe. Okay, I believe less now. He's taking quite a long time to actually get to a main. Yeah, I don't think this is happening.
10 seconds left.
Is he just gonna save the Spectre? I mean, you can, I guess.
Yeah, they just
Sure.
use Kixer as a
Why not?
as a gun ball. Let me deposit my Spectre. I'll pick this up next round.
All right. Hopefully, oopsies are out of the way now. We can get some real gun rounds going on, and we're pretty close to ultimates. Already we're in round 4. We're one off a lot of critical ultimates, and that's something I really love about Vespa's composition. The comp that they really like to play is this comp, and you have 3 extremely strong ults: Lockdown, Cosmic Divide, Rolling Thunder. They are all pretty much undeniably powerful. So if they can get 1, even 2 of those online, right? This is going to be a pretty difficult round for the Redhawks, especially now that they've lost Psycho.
White Chicken doing a good job of using the distraction caused by the Jet on top of the wall to take out
And cleared.
a member of the Miami Redhawks. There's 3 now down.
What?
Remaining. Spike
Ponder?
A.
Coming back with a huge play from the corner.
Is
Why
Kickster's
nobody
PC
check
just
that
not
corner?
allowed to, like... Does he have some weird sort of, like...
It's a time lock. He's only allowed to play.
Yeah,
like 30
exactly, like a
seconds each
time
round.
lock on his gun. Yeah, exactly, right? He can only play... I'm thinking of, like, the Kenpachi eye patch from Bleach, right? He's gotta limit himself, limit his own power, otherwise he'll just be clobbering everybody.
We are getting word from our
It is-
production that he is having some frame issues, so
Okay.
probably tabbed out and trying to figure out what's happening with the PC. But doesn't look like we're gonna get a pause. Probably is gonna kind of take this round away again.
Yeah.
30 seconds
Well,
left.
Ponder
and,
doing
you know, it's
so
worth
much
noting-
work.
Yeah, Ponder not getting cleared there. I mean, the first kill makes sense, right? The jet dash doesn't see him. He gets one onto Soup. That's okay. That's gonna happen when players play off angles like that, right? But then the call seemingly not coming out, or at least getting
10
lost
seconds left.
in the execute there. Hey, one close right, you know? Banana Strangler was very clearly unaware of where Ponder was, and Ponder getting 3 from that position is rough for VESPA. We're tied up now.
And while
we'll
we have
see
this kind of a little bit of a lull,
what the technical situation is.
it looks like, from what I'm hearing, VESPA is confident that by the time that Kixer figures out the issues, they're going to be able to win it out. So they just want to go ahead and play. They're going to let Kixer figure things out and kind of sit back at spawn.
No, okay, here we go. Here we go. It's a pause. We got to pause. Let's let Kixer figure out his PC.
In the meantime,
I mean, you know, Vespa's good. I don't know if they're 4v5 good though.
Would have been impressive.
They're a phenomenal team, but yeah, I think 4v5. Keeping in mind that there's no lower bracket here. This is single elim in this best of 3, right? Definitely think it's the better call to actually use that technical pause and get Kixer in the game comfortably. Especially considering that you really don't want to be giving rounds on this half to the Miami Redhawks. In the past, Miami Redhawks have shown that their defending half is by far their weaker side on Ascent specifically. Their composition has some to do with that. Their playstyle has some to do with that. And it just adds up to them a lot of the time being able to really mount a solid defense on this half of the map. So you don't want to be just headlong rushing into these kind of fights and giving away rounds to the Redhawks, because they only get scarier when they get to attack.
Yeah, so the first half of the game is pretty vital. Update from around the league. Looks like UW Gold was able to beat UNF on map 1.
No surprises there.
13-6. So they're gonna be going in round 2, and probably by the time that we end our second map, we'll be able to see who's going to be the victor and who VESPA or Miami are gonna have to advance to play.
Yeah, I mean, I think the other 3 matches in this Eastern region are pretty straightforward, right? Rutgers, we are getting word, has already advanced to the next round, so good for them. The Scarlet Knights showing up as expected. Probably, if not definitely, the strongest team in this region, so, you know, like I said, no surprises there that they are moving on. UW Gold, I think, is definitely going to be winning that match as well. And, what's the other one? It's Army West Point versus... trying to find the graphic. There it is. Oh, versus ONU. That could actually also be a pretty good game. That could actually
I think
very
that the
well
ONU
be a close match as well.
Army match is gonna be pretty even. I think that'll be a 3-map game.
Yeah, I think that has real chance to be a close contested one. So, you know, we get what's hopefully 2 close matches here. We're nearing the end of this tech pause for VESPA. We saw Kixer moving around a little bit.
Is it enough though? He only looks like a foot out of spot.
Haven't seen him by. I'm starting to get a little nervous, Steidel. Do we have a drum roll sound effect? I don't think so.
Let me see if I can find another pin.
No.
Okay.
Stop that.
At least I'm trying. All right.
I appreciate the effort, but there's no way a drum roll. Trust me, I've tried. A drum roll never sounds good over the mic. Just trust me on that one.
If only I had my soundboard.
Like I have actual drumsticks and a drum pad here. I have gone all out on that bit before.
So why are you pre-recording our drum rolls then?
Well, because it's not a real drum. It's just a drum pad. So it doesn't sound like a real drum roll. It just sounds like it's not worth it. Trust me. All right, we're going in. I don't see a gun on Kixer.
Well, we are. Kixer
I don't see him moving either.
Possibly not. VESPA still confident. Are still going to proceed in a 4v5. Miami Redhawks, this is your power play. They have a player in the penalty box. You need to take advantage of this.
Is that going to be a detain? No, dash out of there. Okay, Ponder's not hanging around. Cosmic Divide and a lockdown to get VESPA onto the site here, but I mean, they need more than just a plant. They have to actually win this round. They've expended their ultimates to actually get themselves here. No one out B main, all clumped up on the site.
Ponder able to find one. Look for the second. Doesn't need to. Alter actually going to be able to get some from the side. Yeah, that's a pretty quick one. Have they learned yet that the Sova is always in spawn?
I mean, Psycho looks like he's going for him right now.
Yep. Still being careful to check
Stop,
corner.
he's already dead. Oh, they're leaving him. That's nice. Are they actually leaving him? Psycho, I see you looking. Okay, they didn't leave him. Unlucky. Unlucky there. All right.
You thought they were gonna be nice.
That's a difficult round too for Vespa, right? Because you know, I was talking about their power ultimates earlier. They used one to lose the former gun round, and now they use the other two to not really get much out of their eco other than a plant, right? So we've got an ultimate drought coming out from Vespa, which is a very heavy ultimate economy reliant composition, especially for a lot of these executes, because you really only have Banana Strangler as your entry. So you'd like to couple one or two of those ults with Banana Strangler to give them an easier time getting onto the site.
Yep, and on top of that, it looks like we have a couple of disconnects from Vespa as they're trying to get their players back into the lobby. But I mean, for Miami, this is a dream situation. Getting a couple of, I wouldn't say free rounds, but you know, you get to play with advantage for a little while.
And I mean, you know, credit to Miami where it's due. Valorant is a game where a 4v5 can very quickly turn in the 4's favor, right? If you're not careful as the 5. So they're not giving anything over just because they have a one-player advantage in a couple of these rounds. They're looking pretty clean. They're setting themselves up for these retakes, very disciplined. They're not leaving players hanging on the site. Look, until the round starts and Kixer's actually out of the spawn, I ain't even bothering. But yeah, I think Miami have done a good job in these first couple of rounds to actually keep their players alive for actual real post-plant scenarios. Unlike the very first round, where I think it was Night Wolverine and Phantom were just kind of isolated on the B site and really didn't have much of a chance.
It can be a little bit difficult when it comes down to that kind of situation. You have a lot of presence moving in, and not a lot of ability or utility to stop it, other than a smoke, which they can push through ultimately. But it doesn't look like we're going to be getting Kixer into the mixer here. That's what we're going to be playing as 4 again as they move on to A, looking for trees, and Psycho caught with the knife out in transition, isn't able to move across the space. So now it's going to get to Ponder, does get tagged by a couple of bullets, but not too much. There comes the ultimate, and just off the side of it, Ponder able to survive. Jadon now going into astral form. Oh, and a big peek from Soup. Able to hide his body behind the wall. In a position in the high ground you don't expect. Night Wolverine with the even. Miami now in a 3v3.
Revealing area.
This is rough for Miami. Yeah, they have to enter.
Enemy remaining.
They know where Phantom is too.
Squad. Yeah, they're gonna be able to hold this down. Phantom can't really move anywhere from where he is.
One enemy remaining.
Doesn't need to move. They'll come to him. They'll come to him. But the round will go to Vespa.
Credit where it's due to Vespa. They make a 4v5 happen for at least one round, right? It was a solid entry. You didn't need ultimates for that one. And I mean, now Soup's almost back up to the Rolling Thunder anyways. The problem is, you still technically, it's not like your ranked matches when someone DQs, right? And you start getting like that free alt orb and some money to pad your pockets, right? Kixer's just, he's banking up. He's saving right now.
Yeah,
he's got nearly 9K in the bank. Yeah, so he'll be able to buy some players when he actually gets back. But the rest of Vespa, not being able to hang on to the guns at the very end of the round there is a little bit rough for them. They're going to walk out into an op. Good use of the gravity well there to force Ponder off the angle. That's the kind of control I love to see out of this composition Vespa are running.
Oh, Ponder misses. Banana Strangler does not. And that's going to be the first kill of the round. Miami going down to 4, but Phantom looking to even things up, but gets traded out. Spy Chicken now down to 5 health and only really needs someone to steez on them. Night Wolverine going to try and be that one with the Hunter's Fury. Isn't able to find much. Psycho finding Soup before the Hunter's Fury can, and a stray bullet finds Spy Chicken.
I have the spike.
It's all up to Jadon now.
You can just cut noise here. Oh, he's going to get scouted though by the Owl Drone. Okay. I mean, there's no way this doesn't see him, right? That has to have seen him. That has to, okay, it does. It's almost back and it sees him there. Last one remaining is Kixer. Oh, he's actually here this time. Okay, once again,
Yep.
he comes in at the very end. There isn't really a gun for him to pick up.
And I feel like this is from Miami's point of view. Oh, right in front of him, right in front of him.
Oh,
Now he's got a fancy.
okay.
Now it's a game.
30 seconds
Now it's a
left.
match. Kixer with frames and a solid connection here to slay in a 1v2. Isn't able to find the initial shot. Night Wolverine able to close it out. But now VESPA will be running with a full squad.
Well, presumably, we've seen Kixer do that before, only to DC the round prior. So let's not hang on to those hopes too high. This is a nice little play though from Miami Redhawks. I want to highlight that because it's easy to get lost in the 5v4. Of course, the Redhawks are winning, but they're still playing pretty decent Valorant, right? I like the Hunter's Fury. I like Psycho swinging out on the very last charge of it too, because Soup is still under pressure even if he doesn't get hit by that. So it gives Psycho a good chance to get that kill, clean that up from the Hunter's Fury Night Wolverine was providing him.
And Kixer not moving from spawn, but was buying for his opponents. Or for his teammates, not his opponents.
His buy for his opponents, we got many more problems than just a bad internet.
Yeah. Oh, Ponder. Catches the elbow, but isn't able to find the kill onto Soup. Psycho, however, is there to clean up that, so Miami gonna have to rethink about this. And for VESPA, this is just, play slow. Draw their attention where you can.
You do hear the camera right now, so you presume that Spy Chicken knows the position on that cam. The problem is actually eliminating it and making use out of the fact that you have that information now, because it's not easy to do so.
Well, able to find the kill
Okay.
on the Cypher. No need to kill the utility if you kill the user. Spy Chicken is going to get traded out. Now Ataraxi on the point for Miami, able to find another 2 left. For VESPA in contention, 1 goes down for Miami. The blades are out for Banana Strangler. Isn't able to find the headshots, and an op in wait is going to take him out 5-3 now in favor of Miami.
I like the attempt there from Banana Strangler. Instead of doing the typical Jet thing when you have the blade storms, jumping out, knows it's an op, tries to crouch under the crosshair placement, right, and find that first headshot. Couldn't quite manage it, so unlucky. Kixer's moving around now. Oh, Soup, don't do this to me. Soup, don't play with my heart this way. Okay, he's moving. We're good.
For a
We're
second,
good.
I thought that,
5v5.
maybe Soup just ran in and gave their Ethernet cable to Kixer for a second. See if this works.
You should run.
But a full VESPA squad now sitting outside of B. Miami Redhawks already calling for rotations from A. They've gotten a little bit of information on a couple of players that are sitting inside of this hallway, and they feel the pressure.
They're going to be clumped up, though. Kixer's going to have to do a lot of work here from B main once this Cosmic Divide actually expires. Oh, and he's getting flanked, too.
Blocking sight.
Be important. Oh, is able to get the eye, but not the shots. Kixer does go down, so now the flank is on for Miami Redhawks. VESPA now all corralled into the point like fish in a barrel. Have to find some advantageous picks, so Soup gonna go ahead and let off the ultimate. Finds a couple of members, but only 1 kill as a product of it as Night Wolverine continues to show off the leaderboard. There goes almost 2 kills, but Wolverine was there. Able to find it onto Soup, and Miami gonna get the defuse.
And once again, I mean, earlier I was a little bit, I was trying to smooth things out for VESPA. If they've had some unfortunate difficulties that aren't their fault in this first half, right? But that's actually the second round we see them very heavily invest their 3 power ultimates and not get anything out of them. Lockdown, Rolling Thunder, and the Cosmic Divide all used. The Rolling Thunder actually sacrificed J-Don X, by the way, who was still playing pretty far forward on site. Soup was just like, all right, buddy, you're dead. I'm just going to try and stun everybody else, but didn't hit the stairwell with it. Just served him on a silver platter to Night Wolverine. Things definitely looking tricky now for VESPA. They'll get that first pick to start. Psycho here, though. Oh! Okay.
Blocking sight.
That's a fair trade. Oh, but Banana Strangler is getting aggressive and quick. The Owl Drone out for Night Wolverine,
beautiful.
so no weapon available. Puts VESPA into a really good position. Ataraxi as well, being aggressive through the smoke. Gonna get taken down. No one member remains for Miami here in Heaven Phantom with the Phantom.
This is a rough crossfire he's walking into as well. They think he's actually flanked, but once that recon dart exposes him... Yeah, gravity well too.
Yep.
Not much you can do there if you're Phantom. Good work from Jade on X to lock that one down. It was always going to be difficult for Phantom. Good entry, though, from Vespa, right? Trading 2 for 2 is just fine, right? As long as you get onto the site, you can set yourselves up, and they do so beautifully there. This was a little dicey. I'm not going to lie. If Psycho gets a third there, I don't think the round goes the same way for Vespa. But they stem the bleeding enough. And 2 more rounds for Vespa to try and recover this half.
You know, not out of their hands just yet. Now that they've got the full man squad, they can start setting up a little bit more calculated pushes. They haven't really gotten too much of a chance to really get those into the works. And Ataraxi immediately going to be finding an opening pick. Banana Strangler pushing up aggressively in mid to help gain space for Vespa as well. You can
This
see
is
the
going
Miami
so well
Redhawks.
for my... This is going so well for Redhawks, though, right? They got rid of flashes and smokes of the attacking team, right? Vespa, how do you get onto a site now unless you get a pick? I mean, Psycho's down, that helps. 3 versus 3, it's a big site to cover, and all of a sudden, Banana Strangler is just bodying them. All right, I spoke too soon, Shidle.
But now with 2 people left, Miami Redhawks, they do have blades themselves if they'd like to use those, but so far off point. Phantom gonna have to survive alone for a while, not able to do so. So the bomb will go down and position will be in favor of Vespa for the retake.
Spike planted.
It's just Ponder left alone. A little bit low on health, too. The good news for Ponder is that if he gets a pick here, that's huge, right? Vespa do not really have a stable economy. He hears where Banana Strangler is, too, so he knows they're off to hunt him. Fortunately, the timing there just doesn't work in his favor. 6-5 now. Vespa looking to recover this half pretty decently. And again, they're going to have at least one of their power ultimates up. They've got the lockdown at the ready. Not too far from the Rolling Thunder if Soup has a good time as well. And meanwhile, Miami Redhawks, they've got 4 ults online. Hunter's Fury's pretty good. Actually, that's just a straight-up counter to the lockdown at play from Spy Chicken. But with also a Hunter's Fury from Kixer, I still think that Vespa actually have the edge, ultimates-wise, if only narrowly.
Oh, Ponder just has not been able to keep this angle at all.
You should run.
The Owl Drone coming out from Vespa, Cypher Cage to give a little bit of a smoke.
I like how the Owl Drone checked the close right there because they had, like, bad memories from earlier. Kicks are good on one with the Hunter's Fury. Oh, this is turning into a Bloodbath title.
Oh, Under actually wants the kill. Able to find it on the Kixer, and Kixer able to play the game, but not able to play the game so far. As Miami Redhawks continuously finding them out. Psycho able to find another kill. Vespa. And we have Spy Chicken left to hold the torch. Ataraxi around the corner. Up in heaven. We see Phantom as well holding position.
They're so low.
That's the aggressive push.
They're so low. 5 and 10 health respectively. You sneeze on them and they're dead. You need to set up this crossfire right now if you're Miami. One player ties, the other one has to hit the headshot and trade.
30 seconds left.
Checks the boxes close, but doesn't see any action. Isn't looking for anything. There it is. There goes the trade through. The Chicken's got the shots. A beautiful spray transfer there to find the headshot.
Switching sides.
Yeah, the micro reset there in the middle of that fire. Just a tenth of a second off, I think, on the swing timing for Miami Redhawks. Unfortunate, it happens. But 6-6. Considering when we line up everything, Steidl, that's pretty okay for Vespa. Considering they weren't playing with a full team for half the rounds there, I think those last 3, those last 3 are hanging in there. But Miami Redhawks do move over to the attacking side. This is the side that they are stronger on Ascent, at least if history serves us well. So while Vespa, they get to play for it with a full team, they get to have it tied all up. They don't have much room for error.
All the fake smoke there to back them off just a little bit to give Banana Strangler time to move up for that kill. Able to find the second one. The spike's down.
No.
They know where the action and the intention is. Everybody's corralled into this small little cubby. Night Wolverine able to find 2 though, and even things up and put it back into Miami's favor almost. 3 members left for Vespa, 2 for Miami as they move on to point. Nobody, however, going with the Owl Drone yet again, so that space not going to be really secured on. But Ponder wants to shut me up, find a kill, and is going to do so. Jadon only 21 health. This looks good for Miami.
Spike planted.
Taking that back.
Coming around for the flank here on Vespa. Jadon has to just wait until Spy Chicken set him up to actually swing out heaven. Spy Chicken needs to draw the attention here, and Jadon needs to clean it up.
Enemy remaining.
Scouting, there goes the first kill, and now it's on. The turret's onto the point as well. Gravity
Beautiful.
well. And slow play Vespa. Able to surmount being at a disadvantage time and time again.
Jadon X just big brained the heck out of that round. Crouching, staying far back in heaven, assuming someone would be near that position, but not. Yeah, see, look at this. That's just great. Spots Ponder, who was assuming he was going to get contact
Chase some stars in this
way
city.
further back in heaven than he actually does. Then the turret's used to reveal the position that Night Wolverine rather was playing in, and it's not too difficult to get the gravity well and the cleanup from there. Now Vespa, once again, I think that's either the 3rd or 4th pistol round that they've won in this series already.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
These fake smokes have been big. This time it's not able to open up a big enough of an opening for Banana Stranglers. They're going to try and open one themselves. They do get a trade, and Soup's there to back them up. The one-way smoke from the Astra able to enable that. One goes down, 2 left, but they're able to trade yet again.
Yeah, this is actually kind of dicey for Vespa. Jadon X, once again, the anchor over toward tree, just like he did in the first round of their defense. He'll find the pick in the second round. So all is not lost for Vespa. They are still with a slight advantage here, although Jadon with just a pistol, or a ghost in hand, rather. Miami Redhawks with Psycho on the entry can still very well make this painful for Vespa. Oh. Yep.
There we go, down to a 2v2. Now it's an even fight, and the rotation's going to be slow from Spy Chicken. Right, Wolverine will be able to get the plant off, and Vespa, you can see Sova in the high ground. Kexer are going to go ahead and just back off, wait for Spy Chicken to get into the fight. Make it a little bit more even. Night Wolverine, I wouldn't stand too close to that door, but in Ares with Kexer, a little bit more firepower sitting in heaven.
Revealing area.
Judge coming around too. The angles of engagement here are everything for both our teams.
Oh, Wolverine sees it.
remaining.
Isn't able to do
Nice.
anything about it. Spy Chicken finds the kill. Psycho kind of trapped into hell right there. Able to find the first. Half the defuse already gone, and Spy Chicken finds the second after taking Psycho out. And Vespa put 8 onto the board and put us one step closer to finishing off the map.
Just close enough there for Spy Chicken to be able to get that first kill onto Night Wolverine comfortably with the Judge. Night Wolverine pretty low, too, so there's not much he really could have done. From there, it's difficult for Psycho to make anything happen. He does his best. The Judge fight, not much time remaining. You had to go forward, run all the way there to make sure that Spy Chicken was not just sticking the defuse, but that also gives away your position, so Spy Chicken gets the better end of the swing there, the better information for his swing. Now a tenuous bonus round for Vespa. Not necessarily one where they are favored to do tons of damage to Miami's lines, but Miami need to get away clean here because they've already lost what lead they gained early on in this map.
This pairing right here in mid, Banana Strangler with the Marshal being followed up by Soup on the Sheriff. Banana Strangler was able to land a single shot, and Soup follows up. That's a dead enemy. Not as dead as Kixer right there, able to make an even trade, however. So Miami not feeling too sour about it. Ponder onto the point, looking to find an advantageous angle, and does so.
Spike planted.
Gonna have the blades ready for next round.
Pretty tricky retake here, honestly, for Vespa, but they just want to do damage to Miami's economy, right? If you can get 2 here somehow, you're feeling just fine. And they even pick up a Vandal. That's pretty deadly, especially in Banana Strangler's hands.
Pretty deadly indeed. There's the setup to get Banana Strangler into the point. The flash to follow isn't gonna find much. Ataraxi able to find 1. Now Vespa down to 2.
Player standing.
Banana Strangler there, getting left alone. Bullets raining around them. Looks now to line it up. Don't peek all at once now. Able to get found through the wall. Ataraxi getting a little bit angry about the jet that just keeps hopping around.
And I mean, that isn't enough damage to stop Miami Redhawks from getting a comfortable buy, right? They'll have light armor and a little bit of straining utility potentially on Psycho, but that's Reyna anyways. It's fine, right? Got Blade Storm to carry Ponder through. So now we get into a real gun round, and actually because of how heavily Vespa haven't bought into their bonuses prior, I can't even say it's a full gun round for them, right? They're going to have 1 Bucky. Banana Strangler is going to use the Blade Storm here as a little bit of an economic buffer. Definitely the right call. Oop! Classic Vision Strikers play. You need to hit those, though, Banana Strangler, buddy.
Would have been an amazing start to the round, but instead it's going to start with the trade. Spy Chicken is able to find Ataraxi there, but Phantom evening things out for Miami as they're now 4v3. You can see Kixer holding this angle harshly with the Bucky, a weapon that I haven't seen in the hands of a player in quite some time. It feels like quite some time.
Soup's not going to catch anything here either. This is good discipline from the Redhawks, saying, hey, just stick together. There's 2 of them. They may or may not have guns, but if we run into 2 of them, we can just trade it. It's fine. They're going to go onto the A site. They're not going to have any difficulties planting here whatsoever.
Let's see if Kixer can get anything done with the... Oh, gonna trade out for the Phantom. That's okay. I didn't want to see the fancy Bucky plays anyway. Break down that wall. Soup finding 1. Now a 2v2. Oh. Soup finds both there on A long, and suddenly positioning not really in favor of Miami Redhawks. Kixer needs to look to the left. Doesn't get caught out, however. Sees the gun barrel. Finds the kill with Soup.
Got him.
But Ponder's knives are out. Kixer needs to be there, but the shots are on point. Ponder! That was a bit dirty.
Look, Ponder stabilizes there. I'm not gonna lie, it was a little bit risky because he was covering glass for that rotate so Psycho could try and isolate a 1v1 with Soup over an A main, right? Ponder whiffed all the shots onto Kixer, who just ran past, and then Psycho had to keep his head on a swivel, but recovered, so, you know, we take those if we are Miami Redhawks now. They don't have to deal with much coming out from Vespa, other than an op, interestingly enough. Banana Strangler, good for it. Gets that first shot. You need probably 2 or 3 picks like that, though, be it out of the op or out of cheeky things like this Bucky from Kixer.
Oh, no.
Buddy.
Through the tripwire just behind Kixer. Kixer was standing there, and the tripwire got thrown literally just behind him. So he was able to just continue walking. Oh, that's it's sad to see, But Banana Strangler there for vengeance, even things out. Now Miami Redhawks only have 2 members left.
I said 2 or 3 picks to make this round happen. They've already got 3 Steitel. It's cost them a lot of health on the members with actual guns, though, right? Banana Strangler and Kixer are not feeling very good currently. They are incredibly low. And Redhawks have picked correctly. They've gone to the site where the players with weaker firepower are. So, as long as they can comfortably eliminate these 2 without taking heavier losses, Miami Redhawks can still very much win this round.
Oh, and Spy Chicken heard the glass break. So the information's out that they are in heaven. Long range with the Sheriff. Night Wolverine gonna win that duel. Now a 2v3, and 2 of those 3 for Vespa are very low health, and the Empress is up. Right now for Psycho, gonna be receding soon, but not before they take a couple of shots at Kixer. There goes the Hunter's Fury onto the point, trying to make it work. Miami still in this fight. Psycho able to find the kill onto Banana Strangler, protected by the box. Able to find another pick there, looking for the third. There it is! Psycho going nuts here on the point for Miami Redhawks, putting them 1 round up here on Ascent, and what a play, what a play.
These rounds are so much closer than the Redhawks are hoping for, considering the economy that Vespa's actually investing into it, right? But credit to Psycho, dude. Even with the Hunter's Fury, even with so little information, so much pressure on the poor guy right now, has very little information to work with, but just clicks heads day in, day out. A lead reclaimed by the Redhawks now. But Vespa, they got guns once again. And Banana Strangler survives that mid play.
Survives just barely. Gets out with a lot of damage. Not going to take too much from anybody to take down that jet. The Redhawks now looking to move into A, which has been heavily reinforced by the Killjoy and the Astra.
I have the spike.
Yeah, as long as Jadon X and Spy Chicken survive here, it's pretty hard to actually get onto A without taking a lot of damage.
Psycho's got an inky feeling about what's happening over here towards heaven. Looks like the majority of Miami Redhawks able to get past the door, closing just in time.
Spike planted.
Phantom actually turning to destroy the door himself to find these two picks.
That turned into a fiasco for both teams, but Redhawks weaved their way through the chaos to get that done. Like you said, Phantom blowing away the door. He heard the reload on Banana Strangler, right? So Banana Strangler mostly breaks that door, but Phantom hears the reload, and then Jadon X just, I think, ran out of bullets. So yet another good swing there from Phantom. Critical play. And now hitting double digits, Miami Redhawks are suddenly feeling much more comfortable, right? This is what I was talking about with their attacking rounds being such more potent than their defending rounds, right? I don't think such more is proper English, but you get the idea, Steitel.
Yes.
I mean, now it's eco for Vespa. They've got a Blade Storm. Sure, I actually think that all the blades were just used. I don't think he has a Blade Storm anymore. And Ataraxi is expecting this close position this time around. Judge ain't getting squat. And B-site's free for the taking.
Not just free for the taking, but the retake going to be very difficult for Vespa, you know, like you said, on the eco. Banana Strangler just kind of...
Spike planted.
Oh,
poking
that's
a bit of fun,
cheeky.
trying to find something. Very, very quiet.
Redhawks should have heard that drop. They didn't.
Last player standing.
Okay, well, that's just one pick.
Oh!
I thought he was going to get that one, too. I'm not going to lie. If Ponder didn't switch to his secondary there, Ponder's head was about to be taken off. Either way, 11-8 now.
That's one of those situations where you click and die.
Vespa have one last chance to stop the series here and now, not take us on to Icebox later. Because if they lose this gun round, they'll have, at best, a tenuous bye, thanks to the lost round bonus, right? A forced bye. But you've got a Cosmic Divide. It's a good ult. You wish you had things like the lockdown available, but no such luck, Vespa. You have to hold your ground.
I don't get much information from A on the Owl drone.
But you do set up Ponder here.
Are lurking. Yeah.
Right, and setting up Ponder through this A main position with the op just lets you play for time, right? You can work this information deficit and try to force Vespa out. Nope, they're just going straight on now. Op all the way forward. All right.
Tries to get the shot through the wall, doesn't hit, and yeah, like you said, Op very far forward in the lineup, is able to find the pick, however, onto Night Wolverine as the recon dart finds a couple. Miami Redhawks do have point control, but there's a flank ensued from Vespa. Two numbers in heaven, it's still winnable indeed. Kexer trying to find the shots onto the operator's operator, but isn't able to do so. The Sheriff now out, and Jadon and Kixer each find their mark. Phantom alone now. But Soup knows exactly where the Cypher is. Oh no, not much can be done. Phantom gonna get swarmed on. The defuse will come swiftly after, and VESPA keeping themselves alive and in the fight.
We defend this reality.
And they'll grab the op 2. That's undoubtedly going on Banana Strangler. And I really want to pay attention to where Banana Strangler actually sets this op up, right? We've seen it mid a couple of times. Do you go to the extremities? Do you go to A or B main and try to get an early pick? Or do you just opt into that mid control? Keep in mind, I mean, there is Omen, right? So it's not like, even if Banana Strangler gets a pick out mid early, it's not like Miami Redhawks are going to struggle to just smoke off mid and then walk out regardless. And it seems like, yeah, Banana Strangler's... he's a little bit late to this play. I think he's coming out cubby.
Scanning ahead.
Gets there in time, though. Oh.
Still gonna send the default out with drone A so that VESPA hears that and can't commit to a site for defense early enough. You see the Astra utility getting used. Soup finding the kill off the flash. And it stunts your growth for Miami.
And Banana Strangler has gone up mid now, right? Has come back to mid, is clearing that. There's nobody there. There's nobody B. Early rotates from VESPA. They are ready to catch this execute.
There's the recon dart, the dash, but it gets chipped a little bit by the turret. Not too much to worry about. Soup trying to find the close range headshot, isn't able to do so, and is now stuck in a smoke. Spy chicken on the heaven. Is able to find the shots, but Banana Strangler is Night Wolverine down. Looking through the bottom of the floor, seeing if they can't get something into hell. But Ponder able to move out and maneuver his way away. Phantom as well, finding a kill now. 2v3, now 2v1v2. Miami! Oh, Ataraxy was the last hope for Miami, but VESPA still able to close this out.
What a cosmic divide from JDonX right there. That retake is so much more difficult if you don't have the Astra, because you have to worry about A main, you can't swing out heaven as confidently. Those players that are sort of hanging around hell for Miami Redhawks become much more deadly and much more difficult to contest. But you block that off entirely. Phantom is forced out A main to play onto the site and hold that close corner where Soup can catch him, right? Beautiful use of that ultimate there, and it keeps VESPA in the game. 11-10. One more round and they'll tie us up yet again here, Steitel. And they've got lockdown Hunter's Fury to make it happen.
And Miami Redhawks really want to be able to close this out on their attack. They do not want to go to overtime where they're going to have to go back to their defense.
Nice.
Banana Splitter, however, looking to put a kink in the works, finds the opening kill, and now Miami battling uphill with a 4-man squad. They have the Hunter's Fury, so if they can plant, they have something for the post plant.
And that's what we saw there. One of the things I love about VESPA, using the gravity well to get picks like that. Ooh, gotta be careful. Nice pick, and that spike down.
Spike. Hunter Fury from Kickster, just trying to kind of capitalize on that position. He is able to tag up a couple of members of Miami, last 2 remaining members, in fact, as Phantom moves into mid. Recon Dart going to fly past, and Phantom's position won't be given away. Is going to go ahead and allow for Kickster to move forward. Looked like they knew that Phantom was placed there, but Phantom's still able to find the shots. Now into 2v3 suddenly becomes a little bit more winnable for Miami. Go ahead and commit the Hunter's Fury, and Night Wolverine, or sorry, Jadon trying to find an aggressive pick on the Night Wolverine, but it's not going to work out as they lose yet another member. Impossible. Now it's a 1v2. Miami has such a lead.
One enemy remaining.
The swing is there. Spy Chicken able to secure it.
Valiant effort from Night Wolverine and Phantom there, comboing their ultimates together to, as best they could, make a play for that round and a 12th round for Miami. But credit to JDonX, not forced off by the Hunter's Fury, sacrificing his buddy of Soup in that Hunter's Fury to just assure he gets that early contact on Phantom, who wasn't expecting anyone to play aggressive while they were pressured out by the Sova ultimate, right? And then you set up the turret, you get that early contact, and there's not much Night Wolverine can do from there. 11-11, and once again, oh, this is aggro!
Aggro indeed, but it's paying off in dividends. They're able to find another early pick before the Redhawks can get anything situated or started. There's a second one for Banana, and they're going to go ahead and push the envelope and get caught out doing so. Rest of the team gonna follow in suit, and 2 quick trades put it back into favor, but
Spike
Spychick is
down,
there to
B.
watch the off angle for another kill. Miami now down to 2 picks. They're being a bit disrespectful in their play and gonna get punished for it. Now it's up to Jadon to win the 1v2 yet again.
One enemy remaining.
Able to find the first kill, so now it is a battle indeed. Phantom versus Jadon.
No info.
Oh, man, 70 health left. Isn't able to find the shots, and the clutch goes to Vespa. 12 rounds,
point.
1 left, and now Miami are gonna be forced to play at least 3 more rounds if they're gonna want to take
Vespa almost overstay their welcome. But they make it just expensive enough for the Redhawks to get onto the site where they were scrambling to actually get onto A. Last time we saw Redhawks play, it was such a similar story. They lost Haven, their map pick, and then it was 11-13 they lost on Ascent. Does history repeat itself? Is this how Redhawks are eliminated from CF1?
Another big pick for Banana Strangler on the aggressive angles off the beginning. Miami just haven't been able to get the ball rolling in many of these rounds. Ataraxi going to continue to push A, however, not going to allow them to stifle his aggression. We'll see the drone, and the drone's going to see a lot more. Spots the majority of the Miami Redhawks. They're going to have to give this up. Try a harsh rotate over to B, but there's tripwires and... Sorry, not tripwires. There's Killjoy all over that B site. It's not going to be an easy one to take. And Banana Strangler trying to cut them off on the rotation. Has the knives at the ready. Looks for the headshots from afar and doesn't land. And decides to back out to keep the knives up.
Wolverine's not getting much out of that owl drone, but he does at least force Vespa to acknowledge the possibility that other people might come around and wrap, so they're not able to keep that mid pressure up. So Miami Redhawks, they can inch their way toward B. This is rough though. They run into all the Killjoy utility.
Wolverine is able to pick up a pick with the Bulldog. Able to surpass the utility as well. They've positioned themselves onto the point left 1 in mid, but a lot of enemies are heading Night Wolverine's way.
Bruh,
lockdown.
Lockdown and Cosmic Divide for this retake, by the way. Good luck, Redhawks.
Cosmic Divide. Locked down, got locked out.
That's huge.
Put in the wrong pass.
Psycho might have saved the day.
There goes the wall across the back of the site. Will get hit by the tripwire through the wall. Psycho able to play big in Miami. Put it to 12, and we're in overtime, ladies and gentlemen.
And I do have to correct myself, actually. It was not 11-13 the last time Miami Redhawks played UW Gold. It was, in fact, 12-14. They pushed it overtime then, too. So, Miami, you're not out of the woods yet, but Psycho bailing them out of that round so amazingly. The timing there onto Spy Chicken. If he doesn't get that, you just Cosmic Divide, set up the lockdown behind it, and wait for people to swing you. Like, that pick is miraculous for the Redhawks. They move back to their defense now. It's not done yet. Vespa still have a chance to shut this down here and now and move on to the semifinals.
They win this. I think that, you know, Vespa looks just about as good on defense as they do on offense. Whereas Miami, their defense does leave a little bit to be wanted. Night Wolverine going to start it off big, though. Needs to make it a little bit of time for the rest of his team to rotate here to the site. Here's the drop down, able to find one before getting taken out. So the trade for a 2v1 is up and running. Can't leave anybody there. So kicks are on point for Vespa, and this looks really good for Miami Redhawks right now.
Last player standing.
Yeah, 4v1. They'll be able to take it now. Moving into attack where, like you said, they're better on attack here on Ascent. They could take this home.
Sides.
Night Wolverine, the martyr there for the Miami Redhawks. He gets that first pick, excellent work, and then just plays back, right? Vespa took a lot of time hoping he would re-swing them, but it doesn't come out. He backs all the way up. This is such a passive angle, too, and then he's good for a second pick and some damage onto Jadon X as well. Miami Redhawks, they can sort of avenge themselves right here and now.
Yep.
Scanning ahead.
And it's just gonna be, they're just sending it, Scheidel.
Yeah, they're gonna try and go in hard and fast, but there's a lot of crowd control happening. And the space is not as easy to take as they once would have wanted, but they know they've got at least one person back of sight. Ponder looking to find the kill, gets the information, and they're able to get onto site. Almost scot-free, only one member taking damage. No, sorry, a couple of members taking damage. Only one member low.
They're all on site though, right? There's no one to pressure out B main. There's no one contesting highway or stairs. VESPA can get the very high value flashes here. I'm honestly looking at Night Wolverine. Is the recon dart going to be up in time to keep VESPA second guessing themselves? Not really. It doesn't get what they needed.
Not at all, and the pick through the wall onto Phantom is going to give a little bit of oomph to VESPA here on the retake. Through the smoke, Jadon able to cover the jet, but the trades come through.
Beautiful.
Now it's only up to Night Wolverine, and VESPA close through. We go to another round of 2.
Step by step, VESPA took that retake excellently. They waited for Soup to clear out B main, and once they did, they got rid of the recon dart.
Switching sides.
Maybe a little bit early on that recon dart from Night Wolverine, right? There wasn't... But, I mean, at the same time, you have to throw that dart blind, so I don't blame Night Wolverine at all. And then it's just excellent utility. That's the kind of thing that Breach really allows you to do, right? You get 3 flashes, you get the fault line, you get position, so you can come into that retake very confident when, you know, it's 4v4 and you know they're all on site. Back to even Stevens now. Reset the board, reset the stake.
13-13, 26 rounds in on our second map here at CF1. A bit of an update on what's going on around the league. It looks like UW Gold has secured their 2-0 win over UNF.
We do have a tech pause here. Technical pause. Ponder, actually, this time. So the Miami Redhawks, instead of VESPA, having some tech issues.
But yeah, so if Miami wins tonight, they go on to face UW Gold, the one of the
They get their rematch.
few teams that have actually been able to take them down.
Yeah, the Miami Redhawks would get their rematch. First, they have to actually win Ascent. They have to close it out. So they need these next 2 rounds or 2 rounds in a row somewhere, right? And then they have to win Icebox, which I think I'm gonna be honest with your title. If we're looking forward, I still don't give the Redhawks great odds on Icebox because then Banana Strangler. Well, I mean, although I thought Banana Strangler was gonna be on the Astra, but VESPA in general probably gonna be pulling out the Viper, and we've yet to see Miami Redhawks veer from this composition on any map, the one that they're currently running. And I don't really think it's necessarily the best map for a place like Icebox. That being said, a lot of those solo pushes that were greedy on Haven that we saw earlier also become much more doable on Icebox because there's so many little angles, annoying corners you have to check. First, you have to get there, though. Clock is unpaused, and we're back into OT.
A quick attack to start things off, but Wolverine on the defense once again leading the charge. Finds the opening kill and backs right on out.
Bro, are we just gonna send it to B every single overtime round? Is that what's going on right now? And nobody's staying in B main? Nobody's contesting the other areas? Alright, I guess we can do that. 5v4 in favor of Redhawks on the retake.
Right now. If we had some paint shells. Oh, there goes the first kill, but it's gonna be a trade. Now Miami 4v3. Still have the advantage and positioning for VESPA, like you said. Nobody long, nobody towards spawn, nobody really covering anything but the on-site angles. They're actually now dropping. There's still a member in the corners. Jadon able to trade it all out, but the position has been given away right then and there. Jadon with a bit of a ambiguous. No way, Ponder! Ponder, you gotta look behind you!
Okay, in Ponder's defense, I don't think he had enough time anyways.
That's fair.
Jadon X absolutely coming up with the goods there. That is 100% this 1v1 is a gamble. That is risky in and of itself, but he heard the spike get tapped and had to make sure that there was nobody on it. But this is a gamble, right? And Jadon X comes up with double 6s on his dice roll. There's a chance that Ponder goes anywhere, and Jadon X just happens to outpace him and get behind him. VESPA with a 1-round lead now. Just one defensive round. and they can put this series to bed and move on to face UW Gold.
Oh, gets caught by the trap, so they now know that the ops coming that, or they don't know the ops coming there. They know the jets coming that direction. They're gonna have to back out.
Actually, they should know it's an op because it was destroyed by a classic. It would have been destroyed by a rifle otherwise. And I mean, now they hear the op shot, so.
Looks like A is going to be the pick this time for Miami. Soup with the initial pick of the fight. Isn't able to find the second one, but Don's there to clean it up. And now Vespa feeling very good about moving on to the next round. Wolverine on point does get shot a couple of times through the door, and Phantom looks to even it out on the flank. Phantom finds 2, actually. Now it's going to be up to Banana, who has to pull out the classic to challenge the camera. Oh, and Phantom is getting so close and personal right now with Banana. Strangler has the recon, or the owl drone, if you will, to help spot out where exactly that op is, and manages to find both. This is problematic. There goes the opening kill. And Miami do bring it back. We go for another round of 2.
These are crazy. That was crazy right there. Miami Redhawks with an excellent read, avoiding the op, just trying to send it onto A. I thought they were done for. I'm not going to lie to you, Steidel. When that gravity well made it so Vespa just caught 2 spamming through the smoke. Then Soup was able to even get the wall bang headshot onto Night Wolverine, force him down to 36 HP. This is just gross right here. First pick, and then 2 guns spamming into that. I thought that was it, but no, we're back to normal. And Vespa said, hey, it worked last time, let's try B again.
Did get hit with the recon dart right out the bat and decided maybe not as quickly as we went. Let's wait and let them use a little bit of utility before we make our move.
This is actually going to be a little bit rough for them, though. Because when they've shown so heavily B, they've lost mid control and all of this position on A lobby. Look where Ponder is right now, man.
Yeah, Ponder's got
Do you think they're going to clear him? Because I can almost guarantee they don't know he's there.
You can't take too long, though. There's rotation coming through spawn. Oh, not going to rotate fully. Never mind.
The camera is going to spot that, though. Oof, that's rough. All right. There was a decent chance Redhawks could still make this competitive. Now it's much more difficult.
All of the members of Vespa now moving onto the site. Gonna be able to plant and a slow retake from Miami. It's a 3v5. You have no ultimates available. And the position is definitely in favor of Vespa. They're not all on point this time. They're kind of spread out a little bit. That's a rough spot to check. Jadon finds the kill, and the Psycho does trade out. And Ponder with a quick dash, able to get out of danger. Almost finds Banana Strangler. Just alive by a hair there at the very end. Kills her, kicks her, is able to find the kill on the Phantom, and that's going to seal the deal there for Vespa. Once again, put it on the map point. Onto the defense it goes.
Switching sides.
On to round 30 now. Steidel. I just want to, real quick, by the way, the last time that there were, I think it was playoffs for a CF1 tournament, there was definitely a 50-round overtime. It wasn't these 2 teams. It wasn't even this map. Let's just throw that into the wind. We are no strangers to extremely long overtimes here at Conference 1 Valorant. Miami Redhawks, they gotta actually make that happen.
I think that was the turn. Me and Jag cast the match right before that, and then we were watching it on
Oh
stream.
boy! Oh, that's so beautiful!
Oh no! Anna, stop it! This is just
disgusting.
Almost routine for Vespa. Send up Banana Strangler early as possible and disrupt Miami as much as possible.
Need to find some picks now. If you are Redhawks, you need some sort of confidence on the map here before you move forward. Spotted out mid. You're just gonna have to fall back there with Ataraxi. Oh, and a Cloudburst actually carries Kickster into this forward position. They've got 2 strong angles here. Oh, actually, okay, Banana Strangler falling that off. I thought he was gonna keep that angle on tree, but now a little bit risky. Old Ponder taking the fight and winning it. That's huge.
They do lose Phantom in mid. They're gonna have a little bit of presence on point. Sounds like the door is gonna go down, leaving Kickster out here in trees. Gonna work on the door just a little bit now, breaking it down. There goes the Devin. Looking for the recon dart. Isn't able to find it, so we'll get picked out. catches the gravity well just to keep them busy and stuck in the corner. Now they're going to be able to push in. He'll come through from John and the Ponder. Are actually able to find Kixer in the trees, looking for the second. Isn't able to find it. And Spy Chicken is going to send it home. Vespa are going to be moving on to face UW Gold in the semifinals.
Is ready.
Defenders win.
Vespa with a phenomenal day. Technical difficulties cannot stop them. Kixer comes back. They're able to find their second map, their map pick, by the skin of their teeth. Even that last round, I think if Phantom doesn't die in mid, that goes completely differently. Kudos to the Miami Redhawks. They played an excellent game on Ascent. I think it's a little bit strange still. They're pick and ban. I think there's some behind the scenes macro that needs to be sorted out for them, but by no means are they a bad team. They are phenomenal. They went 12-0 for a reason, right? Just so happened that they had their rough couple of weeks at the worst possible time at the end of the season. Unfortunate for them, but kudos to Vespa. They will move on to face University of Waterloo Gold.
Yeah, and you know, I can't really frame it up any better, so I don't think I'm going to. But we are going to have an interview coming up soon with a member of the Vespa team to get a bit of an insight into what it would look like behind the scenes. Maybe get some questions answered about what was going on with Kixer. But stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. We will be right back after the break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We've got the one and only Banana Strangler here with us from VESPA Esports. Congratulations on the win today.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
Doing pretty good. The rest of your team probably still doing pretty good. You guys moving on to the semifinals to face UW Gold. I did want to ask about a little fun fact. First map that you guys played, we saw, I can believe it was Pentadrogan was in for your team. Not one of the usual players. Kicks are usually owning that spot. It was your manager, I'm being told. What was that like to have that thrown into the mix?
Peter's a really good guy. He always has like really good comms, really good attitude. I think he was like going off like maybe like 4 hours of sleep in the past 3 days. So he was definitely having a rough game, but you know, we stuck through it and just managed to work it out in the end. So.
Well, and I mean,
big ups to them.
Yeah, and your manager subbing in might have had a rough game, but on Haven, you guys were looking phenomenal, right?
Yeah, I guess we were just feeling it that game.
Yeah, right. Well, and I mean, yourself on the Phoenix, right? Normally, when I have seen you play in the past, it's been on things like the Astra or the Viper. You know, those are two picks I've seen you play a lot on, honestly. But then today, you just was it because it was the Phoenix on map 1, which I get, you know, manager subbing in, but then you stayed on the Jet moving on. Is that a swap you're making consistently, or were you just feeling the duelist mood today?
Well, I am a Jet main, but you know, our team, we definitely like the Astra, and it's definitely a big part of the meta right now. So, like, I just found myself picking that up right when she came out. So I was just doing that job at the beginning when she first came out, and we're trying to get some other players to learn it and put me back on the Jet.
All right. So we're looking for more looks like today on Ascent. Then, all right, that's a good note for the future there. Although I do have to talk about Ascent. Walk us through a little bit of what the comms was like in the early rounds of Ascent, because it's never easy when a player that you've just gotten in, it's Kickster, you're a solid Sova player, and you don't get to really play with him for the first 8 rounds.
We were just like kind of just hoping to win our gunfights for most of those rounds, and you know, some of them worked out, and you know, some of them didn't, but we were just trying to win the gunfights, kind of rush sites, not really think about it too much, and just try to stick it out until he actually was able to play.
Hey, well, fair enough. And, you know, once he was actually able to play, you guys definitely came back and made a pretty decent run at your attacking side, winning those last 3 rounds. But then, you know, we swap over to the defense, and things really didn't get easier. It pushed all the way to overtime. What did you feel like was either going wrong for you guys or really well for the Redhawks to make this map go such a long distance?
I mean, they're definitely hitting some nice shots. Like our defense on Ascent is not like as tight as it should be, but we were able to like stick it out in the end and had some pretty clutch rounds, some clutch plays. Just managed to.
Fair enough. I mean, this is a crazy one, right? From Jadon right here. That one's just nuts. And I mean, you had no shortage of fire plays yourself with the absurd aggression we saw from you guys every now and again. Oh, like right here. This was a nasty little play to start off what I believe was the last round of the series. That is a beautiful set play right there.
We stole that one from a small tier 2 team, Zoomer Academy. They did it. I think they did it with an Omen. So we just adapted it to the Astra and Breach.
Fair enough. And I mean, you know, you got your 2 kills, so you're able to just dash right on back out. So it works out pretty well. And you know, that's the quarterfinals done, right? But to move on to the interregional finals, to move on to, you know, the grand finals of everything, you got to win your next match at the very least. So tell me, for VESPA as a team, how much have you guys been sort of like scouting out the other competition, because you have a very quick match coming up against University of Waterloo Gold? Do you feel prepared for that one?
Our manager usually like does some research on the team we're about to play and kind of gets us ready for the match. But you know, it's finals season, so
True.
We're not gonna be able to get as many scrims in, and so we're definitely just gonna go in hoping for the best. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, and you know what? And you guys were able to win all your gunfights today and kept heads strong. So University of Waterloo better look out tomorrow. And before we let you go here, as I think I'm pretty much done asking you questions, anybody at VESPA, at your school, at your org, or just in your life you want to give a quick shout out to?
A shout out to Pendragon, our manager, Peter. He's been a great manager, and even though he's like doing a lot of work with since he's a grad student, he's definitely been helping us out and doing everything he can. So shout out to him and the rest of the team, obviously.
Well, thank you so much for coming in and giving us this little bit of an insight into the team. And please take our congratulations with you back to your squad.
All right, thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Yeah, you
With
too.
that,
man. Thanks
ladies
so much
and
for joining us.
gentlemen, with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be closing things up here. But just a reminder that we will be streaming tomorrow from this channel at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that's going to be the winner of this match. Oh, sorry, that's going to be VESPA versus
Waterloo.
Waterloo. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
The white text on the red. Not great for my eyes, apparently, but that's okay.
All good, all good. Yeah, it will be the VESPA squad we just saw taking on the University of Waterloo Gold, who definitely stepped it up in Split 2. You know, I always look at Vex on that squad as a pretty strong player, so it'll be interesting to see how y'all VESPA folks match up. I think that's going to be it for us here at Conference 1 Esports for today, but we'll see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern for more Collegiate Valorant.